David Beckham, English Retirement Home FC. Right? That's their new name now?
Something like that.
Something like that. All right. Ben Sweat, injured most of the season, but has always been a solid outside back. We saw him at New York City. He's gone off to Austin. Mikey Ambrose, we talked about. Will Trapp didn't get much game time, but always a solid defensive mid option. AJ De La Garza back to New England. Heartbreakingly, Jerome Kaisvider didn't make the impact we all thought he would. Elvis Powell on his way out. To Al Hilal. Where did that come from? I don't know. Andres Reyes back to RBNY, gave them 50 minutes, 7 yellows and 3 red cards. Can we just talk about the fact that Red Bull Scouting saw this guy play for less than 1,300 minutes, get 3 red cards, and was like, that's the guy I need to play center back when we get rid of Tim Parker. Unreal.
He must fit the system.
Yeah, doesn't he? Juan Agudelo, I didn't realize he played like 4 games for this team.
Yeah.
He didn't play at all. Dave Norman Jr., Denso Ulysses, don't think he ever stepped on the field. And then a GOAT retired this season. Mr. Robles, congratulations on a great career. And we hope you all the best in retirement. And from what I hear, we are creating a new goalkeeper's coach spot for you. So make your way back soon, my friend. Picked up Felipe Valencia, a homegrown signing. Ian Frey, a homegrown signing. Edison Escona, a homegrown signing. Drafted Josh Penn. Dylan Castanera as a free agent. Ryan Shawcross, center back from Stoke. And I got to say, they're probably going to win the league after this next signing. Patrick Segrist is your backup left back. If one of your defenders gets hurt, Patrick Segrist is playing. Oh, man, I love it. And you traded for him. This wasn't a free agent signing. You traded for this man. Love it. Inter Miami resident fan over here. Thoughts?
I have no idea. You would think having an owner that's been literally at the top of the game would know how to at least structure a team that will progress year to year. I'm not saying go out and, smash MLS and win MLS Cup in the first year, but I don't see this as a step forward. I don't know on what planet bringing in Ryan Shawcross solves anything. I mean, yes, our backline wasn't spectacular last year, but it was a group of guys that were playing essentially for the first time in a pandemic where we didn't know when our next game was going to be. LGP came in 60% of the season into and slotted. I mean, he was probably our best center back for the majority when he came in, but LGP is going to look at Ryan Shawcross playing next to him and be like, what is happening?
Thoughts on how Ryan Shawcross is going to perform?
Sure. I think his experience playing in England will hopefully, and I say hopefully with the utmost optimism, because I absolutely want him to do well, will allow him to read the game super well. I mean, MLS isn't necessarily the quickest pace league in the world. So hopefully his, years and years of defending experience against Premier League strikers and whatever will help him, because obviously his, the pace in his legs isn't there anymore. So he's going to have to read the game in order to be a competent defender. But dude, I don't know. I think we just see shiny people, shiny names that are available, and we're like, ooh, yeah, I don't care how he fits in the team or what the, marketability is or how long he'll actually be here. He'll probably be gone next season.
I think we're in a very deep state we're a deep hole if, as a state of our league, we're labeling Ryan Shawcross as a shiny signing. That's terrifying to me.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think the pace is going to abuse the heck out of him. Having LGP there is probably a good balance, but he's going to need to be a monster in the air. He's going to need to be an enforcer. He's going to need to read the game really, really well. And the issue is MLS attackers don't know what they're doing. You can't read somebody who doesn't know what they're doing.
True.
So he's gonna get ruined. He's gonna think, oh man, they want to go left. I'm forcing them left, and they're gonna be like, wait, 7 defenders on my right. I'm gonna go. He's in trouble, man.
If Luis was still there and he had a goalkeeper with years and years of experience to play behind him and, kind of direct him, I would say he would be doing a lot better. I don't actually know who our starting goal is going to be here. So
you're starting who?
I don't know who the starting keeper is going to be.
Right now, it's Mr. McCarthy, isn't it?
Probably. Like
until
most of our goalkeepers are relatively young.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a worry, not as far as talent, just in terms of like being the voice and the leader back there. So we'll see. I mean, we get a full season of Matuidi and Higuain. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing remains to be seen, because like they didn't do a whole lot when they came in.
Great transition there, because my question for you after that whole thing: are Higuain and Matuidi, Pizarro, Morgan, that whole little attacking four there, is that enough to get them over the line, the playoff line? Like the proper one, not the extended one. The proper one is going to be this year.
Just making like a normal playoff? You're asking?
Yes.
I'm gonna sound like an idiot to say this, but I think take Higuain out of that. I think that Matuidi, Pizarro, Morgan are enough. I think Higuain has to be like just decent enough that he scores that, puts us over the line. I'm not saying he has to like carry. I'm not expecting him to carry us through games. I mean, Lewis Morgan was easily like far and away our player of the season last year. I was very, very, very I was very scared we were going to lose him, and we still might.
I was yeah, that window's not over, and I know they're still looking.
He's been linked with a few teams, and I obviously would be very disappointed, but go play in Europe and do you. Like I'll still be rooting for you, but yeah, if he leaves, we're screwed. Because Pizarro kind of faded as the season went on. Matuidi wasn't necessarily the defensive presence I thought he would be. His legs didn't look like he had the attacking threat I thought he was going to have. He's just kind of there. So
I keep thinking back to that playoff when Dax McCarty toasted him for 45 yards, and he just watched it happen. And now he's got another year on those legs.
Yeah.
And you've got no defense behind you.
True.
And you got no goalkeeper to make a save.
Yeah, and that's the worry is now it's a new system as well with a new coach. Club football and international football are very different, especially when you're coaching an England women's team that is, for lack of a better word, ridiculously talented. So obviously he had to be in a half decent coach to get them to be successful, but when your team is as good as the England women's team are, you can kind of get away with being mediocre. Like I could probably coach the U.S. women's national team to a win, and I don't have to. I can pretty much just set a lineup and be like, all right, girls, go play, and they'll win. Yeah.
Yep.
Not to shift away from the sport, but kind of an analogy that I think about that is in the NBA when there was a brief stint when Steve Kerr was not coaching the Warriors and Luke Walton took over and was like undefeated with them, like I don't know, however many games into the season. He looked like an amazing coach because he was doing such a good job. And then he went over to the Kings and got like a job with a team that's not super loaded like the Warriors. And now he's like, I mean, I don't follow the Kings much, but it seems like
not good,
mediocre at best. So, that seems like the vibe I'm getting from Neville here. You know, like he's going from the Warriors. Now he's got, I don't even want to say the King. This is like the Knicks roster from the last 2 seasons.
So you're gonna say no, Connor?
Yeah, I'm gonna say no, which means they'll make the playoffs.
Of course. I think they'll be better. I just don't think they'll be good for the exact reason we've been talking about, right? You've got both Higuain and Matuidi have another year on their legs while everybody signs these young, quick attackers and young, quick defenders and people that are going to be able to lock them up. Shawcross is going to be a good locker room piece. He'll be able to get a team motivated and going. But that pace is going to eat him apart. And they're not deep there either. So if he tries to keep up and pulls a hammy, he's out for 4 weeks, you're in trouble. Grades. Adam, you're going last.
Okay.
Connor.
Okay, so quickly before the grade, I want to say watching LGP a lot over the years, he's a very aggressive center back. I feel like he finds himself very far forward a lot of the times. And if you're just leaving Ryan Shawcross as your last defender, you're going to be in some trouble.
Oh, man.
And also, I think that these two combined are going to get like 12 red cards this year.
I can't wait.
They're going to be fun to watch.
One of them's because he's too aggressive. The other one's because he can't keep up. You got dog so reds, which is what Trent Alexander-Arnold should have gotten yesterday. But don't spell that.
You got 3 points. Leave it alone.
I'm just saying.
I feel like maybe Miami fans will think I'm being too hard on them here, but I'm giving this an F because I feel like they lost a lot of good depth players and they brought in Ryan Shawcross and Patrick Seacrest. And that's it. And homegrowns, which it's so up in the air. You never know how that's going to be.
That's exactly what I said. I go, you basically cut your whole team. You signed a few homegrowns, Ryan Shawcross and Patrick Seagoat. So that's a big X for me. So good luck, Phil. Good luck, Inter Miami fans. Good luck.
Yeah, I'm giving this I'll say a D. I don't like. You can't go, and I understand that not every window Miami's going to go out and buy like an Higuain or a Matuidi. You know, I don't expect superstar after superstar, but you can't tell me Ryan Shawcross is meant to be one of the superstars on this team. You just can't do it.